Hello, it's Cyndi Elliott at icability.com. Today I want to go over table height and chair height. And the reason that this is important is you'll see in my demonstration, but if we can have the right table height and chair height, we are supporting fine motor and visual motor skills because the paper and the tasks are at the right, at the height and at the position that it makes the most success for fine motor skills and visual motor skills. Okay, so here is a really good setup for me. So if you can see, I am sitting at, my knees are at a 90-degree angle, my ankles are at a 90-degree angle, and my hips are at a 90-degree angle. So this is really ideal for sitting in a chair. Sometimes you'll get those little tiny kids in chairs and their feet are off the ground. And sometimes so they'll be sitting forward and trying to get their feet on the ground and things like that. Next week, I'm going to go over how to adapt it if it isn't the right height. This week, I'm just going to go over the mechanics of the right table height and chair height. So again, this is a good height for me, and it gets me at the 90 degree. And look at my elbow. My elbow is at 90 degrees at this table. So this is great because I can put my elbows on the table if I need. I have all this movement here and I can work and I can do my task and I can see them. This is really a great setup. So often I will go into a preschool and I will see a different setup, and I'll demonstrate that. Give me a second here. This is sometimes, actually this happens way too often. I will see these little kiddos in these tiny chairs and it's up to their armpits and they're eating, or this is like a bit dramatic. Let me raise the seat height here. So I see this a lot. And I don't know how a child can get their vision onto the paper. We're asking them to do some pretty complex tasks. Follow a line, cut out a circle. How can you do this? I don't know where to put my elbows. If I come up here, I'm actually bringing my elbows up and my hands are totally in a different position to do fine motor skills. And so obviously this table is way too high. And I think what happens a lot, the reason that these tables can be so high in preschool is because we have about 6 little kiddos sitting at a table. We love that. We love the community of that. That's wonderful. But then we have a teacher that wants to get in and sit at the table as well. And so, of course, we think about that maybe. And we think about that more than we think about the child's needs, just because we're just egocentric, we're people. And so I want you to think about the child's needs in positioning at the table much more than the teacher's needs. And so this is usually what happens, is the teacher will be on a chair and they can't get their knees under. But I would just suggest sitting to the side and working or eating or whatever, and make sure that your students are really well supported with table height. Again, you want them to be at the table with their elbows at this level. Do you notice the difference here? So I just want you to get that in your head and start looking around. And next week we'll talk about how to adapt the chairs or how to adapt the table or the equipment so that we can get a better fit, and how we can how are we going to do this with a variety of sizes of children. So anyway, it's Cyndi Elliott from IC Ability. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for working with kids.